This is fun. Got bored a couple days ago. Started going through the Tinder profiles again, just to see what's out there. Just because I haven't done it in like 6 months, and I think there's a new language that is out there. So I'm not going to show my screen because it just wouldn't be right. I suppose might be funny, but I'm seeing a lot of coming out. There's definitely a book on Amazon or something that a vast majority of women get in the U.S. at least. So, first and foremost, it's almost impossible to find something that doesn't have some kind of like star sign. I don't know what the hell that means. Is everybody a horoscope? Believe it or not. Interesting. I used to, when the Onion used to be funny, I used to love their horoscopes. It's the only horoscope I read. So, because you're always going to die or something like that. Takeaway number one. In my region, apparently, thin girls don't go on Tinder. So, very, very rarely do they. And when they say that they need a gym partner, I don't think they've ever been to the gym. I don't know if they know where the gym's at. I don't even know if they understand what a gym is. Okay. So if they say that, one of their activities is the gym, and then you see them and they are rotund, there it is. When they say they like to go for hikes, go for long walks, and then they got that one picture, and their leg is like this big around, and it's like a sack of oatmeal, sack of nice, warm, just freshly cooked oatmeal. It's divoted, like the Martian landscape. And you're like, yeah, you could use some hiking. I don't think you hike, So it's one of those things I think is funny. There's a lot more of the she, them, theys. Talking about the big girls, because, that's all that's on here, right here. There are a lot of like mid-40s women apparently that are first and foremost humongous. And I do have my Tinder thing going all the way up to 50. It's torturous. Because after about 37, 38, it's really kind of useless. About 37 or 38 is when you realize that the milk's been on the counter too long. But there's an awful lot of women here between the ages of 43 and 45 that apparently have cucked husbands. I have an open marriage, and my husband wants to watch, and I'm like, for one. Two, she's big and rotund. So I'm like, how do you make this work? There's at least like this one girl, she's big and sassy. Big is, yeah. She's her head all down to her neck and everything. She looks like a thumb, But at least she's got a picture of her in the gym sweating, like that's one. It's not like because here's the thing. It seems like, at least in my area, there's a very finite range of where the typical average woman on Tinder is thin or attractive or not humongous. And that's like between the ages of like 29 to 33. I think girls either are starving to death or they get their shit together for just a minute, but then, but I think that's even going away, because I've also noticed like the propensity for girls that have septum piercings from the age of 28 to 20. It's like the new uniform. It's like, oh, now we're going to get the septum piercing. So millions and millions and millions of these girls are doing the same thing. And that's not even just locally here either, because I'll change my internet connection. I'll use a VPN. I'll go all over wherever the VPN takes me here in the U.S. And it's just like covered in tattoos, septum piercings. But yeah, these girls under like 19 to 27 or something like that, humongous. And then after about 36 on up, humongous. I'm like, and you could tell like a couple of the women that aren't, but they're like postal workers, like and if you don't know anything about postal workers, I mean, those women are on their feet all day long. They'll walk 30 miles a day. I don't know how much they walk, but they walk it every single day, carrying a big ass bag. You watch them up and down. That's why every woman that works for the postal office, man, she's got a rock hard body. She might not look very attractive, but you trade that for what it is. Oh, let's see what else are some great stereotypes. What? I'm curious as to when I was in my mid 30s, late 30s, women didn't look like my grandmother, and it seems like now, a lot of these women are put like 37. Like I'm looking at this woman, 39. She looks a solid 57 to me. Solid 57. Oh, everybody's got mental awareness. It's like that's one of the things is like Netflix, mental awareness, and LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter. That's like the de facto. I mean, you get these little tags that you put for passions. I don't know how things like Netflix is a passion. I mean, that's I'm passionate about Netflix. That tells you something right there too, I guess. But woke media or woke TV shows. But yeah, I mean, at least this woman here, Misty, 41. At least she's thin. She's got the little bit of the kind of verge of being, the old dyke haircut. And she's got gardening, coffee, Netflix, of course, and outdoors. So that's a little different. But I don't think she's from around here, Lunenburg, wherever that's at. Nope. Tiffany 38. She likes barbecue. No pictures. But it says she likes barbecue and she's got a picture of a food bag, a Whataburger bag. Mm. I have kids and I live with my best friend who has even more kids. Kids are a big part of my life. If that's a problem, please swipe left. Okay, Sheila. Yes. I mean, yes. Let's see. I would also say that a significant portion, maybe not half, but probably upwards of half. Ooh, Sheila, no. Wookie. Are nurses or in the medical field, RNs. I mean, that's the funny part about all of this is that it's like, ugh, she's even 36. I mean, she just like quit. She like, oof, man, she is hurting hardcore. Yes, I'm fat. It's shocking. I know. I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm fun. And I have my shit together. And that's another thing. Yeah. That statement right there. I have my shit together. I have my own house. I have my own car. I got my shit together. I'm not looking for a one night stand. I don't know how many times I've seen these same women go through here and they're like, I'm finally ready to settle down, or I'm looking to settle down, or I've had years of failed relationships. This would be a lot more interesting if you were actually seeing my screen, but I don't think that's probably appropriate unless I had some way of like blurring things out automatically, and I don't. Single parent, don't do drama, whatever. Next. And then the blue, purple, red hair, the colored hair, teal, whatever. And these are from women from like 38 to 50. It's just like, I'm going to pretend I'm 21 because the 19, 20, 21-year-old girls are doing the same thing. Get stuff in piercings, covered in tattoos, all the things. I'm like, then you get ones like this. It's just kind of a half a face, and that's the whole profile. And then this woman, she gives me the first picture is her double chin and then the goose cowboy thing. 44. She's looking for a great conversation to see where it goes. Talking about that, it's also kind of funny. Like you can see how long. Well, I don't know if this is because of these women have had Tinder profiles for a long time or not. They will start off with like these attractive pictures of them when they were attractive, and then it's like a timeline of where they're at now. And it's like all of a sudden it's like they jumped on that fat grenade and blew up, and you're like, oh, and they're like, I'm just looking for happiness, and she's like 33, and it's like, holy crap, you gained like 150 pounds between that last picture and this one. That's a person. You stuffed another person down your throat. And some of these I appreciate. They know that they're middle aged. They don't put anything. She says she likes binge watching TV shows, and it's just like just one picture binge watching TV shows. I'm like, well, what kind of shows? Anyways, that's all I've got for tonight. I just thought there's some good comedy here because it's like a very, man, what should you say? It's hilarious. It's like, because that's what I was thinking. I was clicking through these, and X X X X, and how many were like, I go to the gym, and I'm like, you're 400 pounds. You're a solid 350, unless you're like an Oompa Loompa at 5 foot even, and then you're probably still at a solid 300. I mean, you got some hawks, man. Anyways, I'm getting tired. I just figured, I was enjoying the comedy, and I figured I'd share it with somebody else. You have a great night.